certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Call EDM, electronic dance Muslim. Much better. Much better. See? That's really all Islam needed was a little pep. How you guys doing? Welcome to the show. I'm sorry. I know for some of you, you came here and I'm supposed to be sobbing and oh my God, what are we going to do? Doc, the walls are closing in. I don't. Who are you? The fucking prosecutor in my case? You do your time. You move on with life. If other people can't move on with theirs, hey, the best revenge is living well. And after 8 days, we're done. You know, this was what everyone wanted me to do. And I said this week, I said, I'm at a coin flip. I'm at 50-50. I either want 2 4s or I want to do the 8 straight. I don't want to do, no, I'm sorry. I want to do 4 2s or I wanted to do the 8 straight. I did not want to do the 2 4s option. That was, I didn't like that. Luckily, there is 1,000%, and even detractors have been sending me messages today. They're like, dude, this is fucking personal. It's personal. It's 1,000% personal. You can put your head in the sand if you want. It's fine. But I giggled when I got the phone call. I laughed. I went, boy, they really, I mean, even my attorney's like, he goes, I've never seen this before. He goes, this is certifiably insane. He goes, I've been doing this for decades, and this is beyond a vendetta. He goes, this was borderline mental illness. But, dude, 8 days. I got a couple of, there's a fan who's a guard who's been giving me some information, who's been telling me this is basically what it's going to be. Talked to my attorney today. Now, if you don't like me, you're not going to want to listen to this part. You're going to hate it. You're going to have to pretend it didn't happen, pretend I didn't say it. But you should be happy. Like, I'm still going to jail for 8 days. That's not good. Like, you don't know, you shouldn't want to go to jail. I want to be at Boardwalk. I want to be at Park Place. I'd set myself up for that one. I want to be on the Reading Railroad. I don't want to go to jail, go directly to jail, do not collect $200. That doesn't sound fun. But I think there's a lot of people out there who should be taking this. They should enjoy this. They should like this. But they need me to be a certain way about it. And guys, I just don't think you know me as well as you do. I'll always roll with it, you know? Because I know I know what it is. I'm aware. And in the future, I'll let you know some real deep down dirty dish on what happened in this whole thing. involving the state of Minnesota. Ooh, boy. But I can't right now. Don't tempt me. Anyway, we're doing all 8. There's no rhyme or reason as to why. It's just here. I'll show you what the judge and the prosecutor wanted. Here's what they wanted. They wanted this. And I think I've pretty much put out the vibe for them that they can't have it. This is mine. I like it. I'm going to keep it. They wanted to break that. They wanted to, like, none of this was about proper punishment for a crime. This was about, I think part of it is my history here in this town as a broadcaster. I don't think it's any secret that the prosecutor in this case has certain political leanings. This was definitely, we're going to get this guy. Let's shut this fucking guy up. Let's get him. They threw everything they got at me, and this is still here. So it's going to suck. It's 8 days. As I talked to the guards and I talked to my attorney, here's how they put it. They said, it's going to be like staying at a small hotel with a solid door. The thing you're going to have to fight most is boredom. And you fight that with money. I mean, that's essentially what they said. They go, it's going to be boring. If you can put enough money in your canteen, there's snacks and movies and, all this other stuff that you can do. And keep yourself occupied, library, all of that stuff. Out for like 1.5 to 2 hours twice a day. Basketball, bean bags. I don't want to call it cornhole, God knows. But 8 days in a row, I'll be honest, huge benefit to doing 8 days in a row. The one thing I hate about it is I'm going to have to now, I may have to put something off that was going to be a huge, like, double steel toe victory. And I really didn't want to miss that, but it looks like I may have to. I mean, not miss it. It's still going to happen. But that was my one big one. The thing I didn't want the 4-2s for was it's way too much rescheduling from the kids. It's way too much moving things around. That was going to be a giant pain in the ass. Plus, then you're serving until like Thanksgiving. It really shits the bed. But I kind of like the idea of going in there 2 days at a time. Didn't seem so bad. Seemed to piss the prosecutor off something harsh, but I got so many messages when that letter came out. It's like, this is like, I got a lot of people saying a male prosecutor just wouldn't do this. I mean, this is just really vendetta, bully, personal type shit. And I'm like, well, you said it, not me, but I'm allowed to think it. Attorney said the same thing. But like, I think doing the weekends was more, 2 days at a time. What do you do? But I was so in the minority on the 8 days thing. Everybody said, dude, the 8 days, that's what you got to do. That's perfect. And like I said, I was 50-50 on the 8 days thing. I love it now. Like now, like when they told me, it's kind of like trying on a shirt. They're like, all right, it's 8 days. It's straight through. What do you think? And I went, I kind of waited for that moment for it to wash over me where I hated it. And I was like, this is bullshit. And I went, God, it's 8 days. I'm done at the end of next week. Wow. And then it's all over. And then everybody who wants a piece of you, everybody who thinks you're the biggest, most terrible guy, and we're going to break you down. That's it. It's their last bullet. Their last bullet of the state of Minnesota is that 8 days because I'm blowing past them. And I ain't looking back. So we got to do this 8 days. We'll do it. I decided. I flipped a coin. I went, well, should I do it or should I not? I called Ethan Ralph. I asked him, how's Mexico this time of year? He said, I don't know if you've been watching. I'm a little busy. Just go do your 8 days. I said, all right, thanks, buddy. So we're going to do the 8 days. And what you guys are going to do, we're going to fill up the old canteen. That's what we're going to do. We're going to fill up the canteen. We're going to do Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. And we've got, 180, 185 for tonight. So here's what we're going to do. Knock out the goal and then fill up the canteen. That's what we're talking about. Oh, never mind. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to Sanford Son with 200. Wait a minute. You can't give me $200. Hold on a second.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
You can't give me $200, Sanford Son. You pass go. You don't collect $200. Well, thank you very much. Of course, 160 of that is ours for the old canteen. So I guess 25 away from tonight. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And Sanford Son is in first place by a dog's age. Well, look, good night, everybody. I don't think anybody's going to beat Sanford Son with his, now what is he at? $300 for this week. Oh, my God. Sanford Son at $300. Walter now in second at 102. In third place, it's Mark with 100. Fourth place, it's Main Vein with 45. And Gray Duckling. No, Gray Duckling just gave $5. So Gray Duckling is in fourth at 47. And Main Vein is in the cuck chair at 45. All right. I think I've got this right. So, no, we'll answer all kinds of questions. If I was supposed to be a certain way tonight, I apologize. I don't mean to let you down. But, you know, everybody kept saying, do the 8, do the 8, do the 8. And now that I'm doing the 8 starting on Friday, it's going to be really nice to have it done. And then you got people on the inside kind of telling you, like, here's kind of what to expect. Here's the deal. Here's what we've got. Blah, 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 blah. That's been kind of nice. Matt Barrick says, how much weight do you plan on losing? I mean, I'd like to lose quite a bit, but I've got 8 days. Do I get a haircut before I go in, or do I just come out? I don't know. Ryobi says, do you get visitors? I'm not weekend, so I believe so. I believe so. But I'm not, I think I'd only have SP come and visit. Everyone else, it's like, dude, it's 8 days. There's also a service there where you can like message and stuff like that. So I'll take advantage of that. It just costs money. And Brett McCart says face tat ideas. We got to work on that. Guys, we can spitball some stuff. I'm trying to think of when I come back on Saturday. Do I stream and do I talk to you guys? Do we do an impromptu thing? Do we do a members only where you guys ask questions? I don't know. I almost feel like there should be almost a gift shop atmosphere to this, and perhaps I should get, like, before I go in, I should get, like, or after I go in, I should come out with a teardrop, like almost like a t-shirt. You know, you go to a place, you get a t-shirt, get a little teardrop tattoo. Why not? Why not, right? You got to do something to remember it. Hopefully I don't have anything else to remember it by. Real Jack says, funny how he keeps saying 8 days. I was only supposed to sit 14, turned into 90 really fast. Well, don't fuck around while you're in there. Be a good boy. I'm going to throw every game of cards I play. I'm going to throw every basketball game. I'm going to throw every beanbags game. I'm throwing them all. Angelica's doll says, yes, stream immediately. Show that prosecutor she didn't win. She was so, like, just hostile and bitter and angry and just, oh, my goodness. But that's kind of her cross to bear. She also did something really bad during this whole thing, but I got to file something on that before I tell you guys about it. It was interesting. It does feel like what I've been doing for a living for the last 10 years. You know, I don't seek retribution against others. I'm not a miserable, unhappy person, but there's been a lot of people throughout my career who have sought their retribution on me. And look, it's an ugly way to live. It's a hostile way to live. I don't think it brings you any happiness, but I do wish other people, not the best, but like nothing bad. Thank you very much to Miss Tay with $50. She says, for the canteen, fatty. Thank you.
Yeah, why would you call him gay?
Oh, my God.
Why would you?
Holy shit. Holy shit. Miss Tay is now at 60 by my count. Gray Duckling is in the cuck chair at 47. Thank you guys so much. And that also means that tonight's goal has already been hit. Oh my God.
But I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
We're open, let's see, we're over by about 25 or 30. Everything we go over, guys, it goes right into the canteen. Right into the canteen. Yeah, Brian, I do believe that, look, accessing an account like that is a far bigger crime. But what are you going to do? I mean, there's payment for that. What are you going to do? Redbird with $1 says, in all seriousness, you're going to be the minority in there. Going to be plenty of people that think your skin color is all the reason they need to start a fight. 8 days turns into 8 weeks in a hurry. It'll be fine, guys. It'll be I appreciate that. That's very sweet. That's genuine concern. Like I said, I got to go with the people who know. And they say, look, you got to fight the boredom. But it's, 4 hours out. You got the canteen, you got the tablets. The Vikings game's going to be on. They said they did say the game will be on. It's almost like I'm calling ahead for hotel reservations. Like I'm like, all right, listen, buddy, what do you know about this, that, and the other thing? And he's like, well, there's this, and then you got this. And I'm like, all right, okay. Do you like cribbage? Love cribbage. You'll play plenty of cribbage. I hope he wasn't using cribbage as a euphemism for butt sex. Who knows? Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get to hang out with Cheese. Maybe Cheese will have a few too many on Thursday, and we'll get to hang out. I don't know. Brian says, don't gamble on sports games while on the inside. Oh, don't worry. I learned everything about the inside from Worm and Rounders. Oh, also, people are wondering about next week's shows. There will be shows every day of the week. As a matter of fact, the shows that will be on next week, this is going to be the best part of the whole thing. I want you guys throwing in super chats, PayPals, Venmos, the whole thing while I'm gone. We are going to have shows. And I'm trying to think here. Every co-host from the internet era will be part of the show at least one day this next week, starting on Monday. There will be 5 shows, and in those 5 shows, every co-host of the internet era will be on it. Don't worry, I'm not going to put Gino and Keanu on my channel. No. But any co-host we've had, any regular co-host we've had during the internet era will be on Steel Toe Monday through Friday at least once. Do not exclude a single name. I know you guys are thinking it won't be this person, it won't be that person. There are no exclusions here. Even if you're thinking the most impossible names you can possibly think, they're all going to be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You guys didn't think that I was going to prepare for that I wasn't going to prepare for this possibility, did you? You didn't think that I wasn't going to be, that I wouldn't give you something big in my absence, did you? Of course not. I'm going to be gone, but I know my show is going to be in good hands. Potentially criminal Sean says, Streamlabs, PayPal, Keith, Securis, JPay, Aramark. Fucking asshole. Cunt. Thank you very much. Let me take these goal things down. We don't have any goals tonight. We're filling up the canteen, for Christ's sake. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that.
I hope you die.
Sanford Son with $10 says, did you check if jail rules allow payphone calls out to your show or other shows? MLC could make it worth your while. Huh. Maybe I'll throw a text to old Kevy Brenny. Maybe I'll throw a text to Kevy Brenny. Pool Scam Sam says, Sean got everything wrong. Well, Sean couldn't anticipate the fucking unholy fucking blood grudge that the state of Minnesota would have on that. I think every legal professional who's looked at this goes, none of this makes any sense. This is insane. Hey, you know what? It's 8 days. We go in. We serve our time. Like I said, they can't take this away from you. What did Ethan Hawke say? Smiles and cries. That's all you have. Redbird with $1 says, what are you talking about? They are your real friends. We are just missing context, right? Who? Who's my real friends? Sean? No, I hate that fat fuck. I hate that fucking guy. Sean fucking. Just kidding. Just kidding. Everything's going towards the canteen tonight. We're answering all your questions. Throw them in there. Let us know what's up. Rust Belt gifting a membership over on YouTube. Thank you. We do have some stuff to talk about tonight. We do have some stories, some topics, everything like that. I wanted to hang out with two groups of people tonight. I wanted to hang out with the fans who wanted to bust some balls, have some fun this evening. And I wanted to hang out with the perpetually online. The people who, they really are the Wile E. Coyote to my Roadrunner. Like, even when truly bad shit happens to me, they're so hostile and angry, and they always want more than that. It's never enough. It's like, learn how to take your wins. Just because I'm not sobbing and upset and whatever, and I'm taking it in stride, that shouldn't deter your amusement. Stop. Chad Buzamok says, wait, we can just remove the goal? Well, no, we hit the goal. It's over. We won. It's done. Now we're just filling up the canteen from here. We're filling up it's canteen time on the toe. We're over by about 50 at the moment. So that's 50 for the old canteen. Did I get that $10 from... Oh, yeah, I did get Sanford's son. Yeah, maybe I'll talk to old Kevy Brenny. $1 from Real Jack says, if you're really serious about a custom belt, get back to me. I will make you a legit belt with your logo. I'm not trolling. Making a custom belt cost me upwards of $100. Have you checked your email? I haven't, buddy, but I will get there. I promise. I will get to it. I don't know if you've heard. I've been a little busy. A little busy. Kyler with $1 says, do you get a conjugal visit? You're going to be lonely. That is one thing I've thought of. I am going to be bricked the fuck up. 8 days, no woman. Ugh. 8 days, no woman. Ugh. As Marvin Hagler used to say. When's the last time I went 8 days without a woman? I don't know. I don't. It'll be good. You know what? It'll be good practice. And I'm just going to tell SP, I'm going to be like, look, first one out of the gate is free. All right. You can't judge me. You can't hold it against me. First one out of the gate, that's medicinal. Give me a little time. We'll get back into it. All right. Now that everybody's good and horny, I think we can go through the chat, hang out with some people, read some questions and whatnot. Throw it, while you're asking questions, throw in a little something for the canteen, whether it's Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Let's take a look. Coltrane with $10, but he's calling his $10 butt plug money. I'm not spending your $10 on a butt plug. I'm not spending the $10 on a butt. If I have to refund you because I'm not spending that money. First of all, I don't even know how much a butt plug costs. Attaboy, Aaron. They'll never suspect a thing. I don't know how much a butt plug costs, but I'm assuming that it's more than $10. You know, there is a guy I used to hang out with. He definitely knows how much a butt plug costs, but he's too far away. You know what? I'll leave him alone. He's got things to deal with. Tyler Halverson says, how much are you playing to dice out? Am I playing dice with all the brothers in your community pot? You got to rewrite that. That you fucked that up. You got to try. You got to do it again. The Gun Show says, how about 1999? Gun Show, I don't like that people in our chat are just firing off numbers for the cost of butt plugs. This is not Gun Show says about 1999. Benchtop Model says 75. 209 says mine was 16. I didn't need to know who has a butt plug. That's not. Regod says toe, not trolling. How do you get women so fast? Why would that be a troll? That's a kind of a compliment. Two ways. One, I know you guys don't like this. I know some of you are going to hate this answer. You're going to roll your eyes. I'm very charismatic. I'm very funny. I'm very outgoing. I'm very engaging. I'm a lot of fun. I know. Oh, hold on. I'm the big monster who's coming to get you. I'm actually a very fun, outgoing, funny guy. That's number one. Two, in Minnesota, not a lot of guys look like male models. I've got that going for me. And number three, in order to find new girls, you do have to find yourself single again quite often. So remember that. That's a two-way street, my friend. Oodles of Toodles says, get a copy of the menu they'll be serving you next week. Oh, it's like school. I hope we have Italian Dunker Day. No, Uriah Groves, I am not getting Gino to fill in for me. I don't think that will be very appreciated. Rabbi Smoothie with $1 says he needs a chastity belt stat. You have 36 hours. Well, no, I have 24 and I hate numbers. 11. So 12 and 4, 15. I have about 40 hours, my friend. Real Jax with $2 says, here's $2 for your commissary for Jolly Ranchers. You know, gay farmers. Thank you. $1 from Redbird says, it's the gay attitude. Every girl wants a gay friend. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, we couldn't make it compliments, could we? Pool Scam Sam says he's a 3 out of 10. You got a grade on a curve here in Minnesota, my friend. Got a grade on a curve, dude. Pray by 12 says, sign up to attend AA meetings brought in by members. Help the addicts get out of the cell. I would love to help addicts out. Why not? I want to be an asset while I'm there. I do want to say that the opening of today's show was a joke. I think. I don't plan on converting to Islam while I'm away. Again, I don't plan to convert to Islam. SP writes, can't remember going 8 days, You and I don't go fucking 8 days. We don't. You know, want to know how I know why? I've never seen either of us fastening a noose from the ceiling fan. She says, you'll find love in there. Just close your eyes. Oh, man. I'm not looking for love. Although they say you find love when you're least looking for it. Matthew Q with $2 says, I think you should shave your head bald and get a spider web tattoo across the top. That would make you hard. Thank you. You know what? If you can't go to the steel toe audience for tough guy advice, what can you go to them for? I ask you. What can you go to this crowd for if you can't go to them for, advice on how to be a tough guy? Thank you, guys. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Keep throwing those dollars. I like the 200s. The 200s are really cool. Those are great. The 50s are awesome. Those are nice. It is Canteen Day, and we're answering your questions on the program. The Gun Show says, I watched The Toe on the Low. Quality entertainment. Funny dude. Attaboy. 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 Benchtop Model says, I like SP. She's great. She is wonderful. She's lovely. Triple N says, going to be a great game. Vikings versus Eagles. Yes, I did call in ahead of time. They will have the game on. I will get to see it. I don't know how bad I'm going to want to see it, though. I'm not as positive as you are that it's going to be a great game. We don't have a healthy quarterback. Well, we do. We have Max Brosmer. Could be the bro era. But Brosmer is healthy. He's our third string. He's an undrafted rookie. McCarthy's ankle's still a little iffy. He said, I'm not quite 100%, but he's ready to go. He said if he had to play today, he could. And Carson Wentz, they said, is in considerable pain with his shoulder injury. Chad, I'm going to be in there for 2 Vikings games, believe it or not, because we got Sunday and then we got a short week on a Thursday. So I got to watch 2 Vikings games in there. Regod says it's a county jail in rural Minnesota. It's easier than a rehab. That's what everybody says. The attorney today, the guards that I know, they said it's like a hotel with solid doors. I said not quite though, right? I mean, if I try to take a walk out to the ice machine at a hotel, I don't catch a fucking nightstick in my back for not asking permission. Chad Buzamok says, question 1, is that the only shirt you own now? I wore this for the morning show and I wore it today. Honestly, Buzamok, I was going to wear some nicer shirts, but I would have had to iron them. And God damn it, I get up early in the morning, Loaded Wrench with $2 says the food will turn your poop white. #experience. That's the other thing. We've got more audience members of this show than I'd like to know that have been on the inside for a modicum of time. And they're all filling me in on what to expect when you're expecting. On a Wall with $1 says, not sure if this counts for you. All right, what is it? It's a PDF file. Oh, there it is. Department of Corrections, Minnesota. Would you guys like to look at the menu? Would you guys like to see what's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? I mean, might as well, right? Throw into the Canteen fund. We're going to take a look at what we're eating. That's going to be a fun one for tonight. That'll be fun to look at. Thank you very much for finding that. I appreciate it. Triple N says, go in a tight end, come out a wide receiver. Triple N, we missed you. We're glad to have you back. I love you being a fan of this show. Don't pretend you're not. And also, I don't know who banned you, but I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. 209 says, what about the wine list? I haven't gotten to that part yet. I haven't gotten to the wine list. I'm kind of upset that the anti-steel toe people didn't stick around longer. Is it the sense of humor? Is it us having fun with it? Guys, this is your day too. I didn't want to take it away from you. Benchtop Model says, what about the beer list? Yeah, they haven't sent me a beer list either. I don't have a wine list. I don't have a beer list. Haven't seen anything about caviar. I'm not a caviar guy, thank God. But you would think even a Minnesota jail, a little Minnesota sushi, the pickle wraps, shit like that. Haven't heard anything about it. They must just be a little late on that deal. Triple N says they only have Cabernet Sauvignon. It's inhumane. That really does sound shitty. Oh, my God. Next thing you know, I'm going to be drinking Mogan David out of a paper cup. What is it, fucking communion? Jesus Christ, it's not. Where am I going? Gitmo? I want to go to the Bernie Madoff. I don't think they do 8-day sentences in the Bernie Madoff jail, unfortunately. So let's take a look at this thing. What week is this is week 16, 17, 3, 10, 7. So that would be week 3. So we're on week 3 right now. Week 1, week 2, week 3. Here we go. Let's bring this up. Let's zoom in so everybody can read it. Let's take a look at the menu. Week 3 starting on Friday. Here we go. This is breakfast. No, I'm not going to make it for breakfast on Friday. So we'll start with lunch. So I got my choice of soup. Hey, look at that, guys, a choice. I will take the steak and potato vegetable medley, please. That would be nice. Then you get a grilled cheese sandwich on whole grain. Oh, I'm going to the fancy jail. Bread. Ooh, no thanks. I'm full with the grilled cheese. Well, I mean, naturally you go tomato soup then, right? On Friday. I mean, if I got my choice of soup, I got to go tomato. Grilled cheese sandwich on whole grain. I mean, that's a perfect 1-2 punch right there. So far, Friday's looking great for lunch. Bread, no thanks. Corn chips, meh. Cooked broccoli, I should probably eat it. Marinated cabbage, what am I, fucking Korean? Baked dessert, ooh, and a beverage. You know what, guys? I'm not hating Friday so far. Friday seems pretty good. But, I'm checking in at like 11. I hope I can get processed by noon. Then we go to dinner on Friday. We've got fish tacos. Who doesn't love a fish taco? I'm a seafood guy. What can I tell you? What do you think it's going to be? Pollock? Cod? Probably bowfin. Bowfin, right? Realistically? Yeah. You're probably smelt. Probably a smelt day. Fish tacos. Breaded fish. Well, that kind of goes with the no need to get fancy. White rice, my favorite kind. Black bean and corn salsa. You can put that black bean and corn salsa on the rice, and that'll be a nice little mashup there. Lettuce garnish, wheat tortilla. What's fish tacos? Tartar sauce, but of course, canned fruit. I don't want to cellmate, thanks. And a beverage. Dude, I got to tell you. Not hating Friday. Friday seems like a good day to ease into it. And Friday is going to be the only day that I'm there twice. Saturday looks like breakfast. We got fruit juice, whole grain bran flakes. You got to, get the shit moving. Peanut butter to plug it back up again. English muffin, jelly, a nice peanut butter and jelly English muffin. Oh, that sounds nice. Sugar substitute. No, thanks. I'm already so sweet. Look at that. We get a pounder of milk. How do you like that? A 16-ounce milk. What is it, my fucking birthday? And coffee. I'm good on the coffee, thanks. A lot of taking the shit and then packing it back in. No pun intended. Saturday looks like a Philly. Nice. Who do the Gophers play on Saturday? I think, is it Michigan State? Or Nebraska? Oh, wait, I'm getting word from my source. Unfortunately, that menu is far too fancy for Stearns County. Unless you burn a bunch of money on ramen, you'll see $2.15 by the time you get out. Oh, guys, never mind. This is not, I think that...
But I'm afraid I've got some...
I'm sorry. I don't think that's ours. I'm being told by my source that is not our menu. Well, damn it to hell anyway. That was looking pretty good. It's not going to be the case. Alex Jones was wrong. Said, see, this is why you steel toe haters are no fun. And this is kind of why I needle you the way I do. You need the harassment. He says, he's talking about jail like it's a resort check-in. Newsflash, you don't get a welcome mat. You just get a cavity search. You don't get a cavity search in Stearns County. They have a scanner. They got tired of reaching up people's assholes, too. It happens. Miss Tay with $1 says, you trust anyone with your show after last time? I only trust Hobo, Numero Uno, and Buzmak in your absence. Well, they'll be there, too. I've recruited them. Jacob Shed with $2. This is a creepy question. He says, how come your parents didn't support you in court? Because there are psychopathic stalkers who are in court who would pick them out, dox them, and harass them. And I didn't want that for them. So I told them, I told everybody I know, I go, don't go to this. I go, it's literally murderous, paranoid, schizophrenic stalkers who don't really understand boundaries all that well. So no, I just told them not to go. But don't worry, sweetums. The people you follow are totally normal and the good guys. If you let them think that, they're better. Brian with $5 says, you're in great shape. When you're working out, what's the most efficient way to intake? To intake ketamine? I don't think they do that. Fuck you, dude, with $2. Says Aaron is going to lose weight. They're going to put him on half rations. Why would you don't need to put me on half rations. The Gun Show says 42% of Americans have been to jail. It's not that weird. Really? It's been 42%. I mean, I knew it was kind of high. I don't know. 42% seems like a lot. Aaron Imholt quote says, seriously, man, a lot of people that watch you have been in jail before. That's weird. Yeah, I guess 1 in 2 have been in there. 1 in 2. Big Dad Giga Chad, I'm going to go ahead with go with the people who work there over whatever theory you want to be true, my man. But hey, you know what? I don't think you should have to cope about this. I end up having to hold your guys' hands through this shit. It's very weird. Let's take a look. Ooh, fun. Let's report that. That'll be good. Go ahead and hit report on that, buddy. All right. Let's continue on. We've got, oh shit, I'm way behind. Wanhead Rex says 42% is way too high. 4 out of 10 would be closer. Yeah, I agree. I think, 42% is way too high. 09 Canyon says it's more like 2 out of 5. More than likely. Power Windows says, yo, I just got in. What the fuck? I need a sub. Well, get that poor guy a sub. Come on. Jesus H. Christ says, you won't be allowed to have those metal frame glasses. Well, they let me have them the first 2 times. Lander says, more like 5.1% of Americans have been in jail. Sorry, losers. It's not that common to get locked up. Punished Ahab says, Aaron, they have a half pipe for skateboarding for yard time. You can work on your 720s. I was trying so hard to work on that 720. And I was, you know what? I was really bummed that I wasn't going to be able to. I was really bummed that this was going to put a damper on my skateboarding. I was going to show Tim Pool someday. What percentage of Americans have been to jail? Yeah, an estimated 5.1% of Americans will serve time in a state. Oh, no, that's a state or federal prison during their lifetime. No. That's not what we're looking for. Different metrics are used to measure incarceration. Let's see. As of 2020. Yeah, not like, I've never been to prison, for God's sake. Let's not set the bar too low. What percentage of adults? There we go. County jail. Let's do that. 32% by the age of 28. 32% of the population. 49% of black males, 44% of Hispanic males, 38% of white males. Well, I'm in a very rarefied air. Hunter with $5 says a significant portion of blue collar has spent at least one weekend in lockup. Yes, I'm guessing it's more common than we thought. Power Windows says, remember, Aaron, blood in, blood out. Absolutely. Miss Tay says, show Tim your beanie. That's right. We put a new beanie out there because some VIPs wanted to order beanies for their VIP merch. So that's out there. I hope Tim would be impressed. I would. You know how much of an asshole you'd feel like if you showed Tim Pool your beanie and he looked you up and down and just thought you were the biggest piece of shit on earth? Over 300 of you checking out the B Show at the moment. Go ahead, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Goal's knocked out, but here's what we're doing. We're filling up the canteen. That's what we're doing. We're filling up the canteen, and we're doing it. You know what we're doing it for? We're doing it for equality. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Let's go. Knock it out. Call it a win. Fuck you, dude, with $1 says, seriously, though, why does that prosecutor have a hate boner for you? You fuck her husband or something. Why am I the gay guy? That's why am I asking this crowd? I don't think there's a husband. I don't know, but I'm just kind of playing it safe. Look, man, some people just, I don't think that job is a good job for people who easily hold grudges or have vendettas or take things very personal. I don't think it's a good place for it. It's also not a good place for bad judgment calls, but that's something we can talk about at a later date. All right, let's get into some shit. It seems like you guys are, you're having a good time with it. I'm having a good time with it. All the right people are extremely disappointed about this. Yura Grove says, I'm betting Aaron gets a lot of mileage out of these 8 days. Well, look, We're going to have a show every day next week. And I'm going to get to, I'll be on my little Motel 6 vacation. Torn Sphincter, that's a little on the nose, says you'll find a husband while in the clink. I don't know, man. I'm picky. Oh, man. We have shit to talk about, but I am really enjoying a lot of these chats, and I'm fighting the urge to just be lazy tonight and do this. I mean, we've already raked in the money. We've already passed everything. We're already over and all that, and I gotta get motivated. Everybody said in that 2 or 3 weeks that we had no goals, they're like, boy, you're a lot sharper when you need something. Oh, I wish that wasn't the case. Jesus H. Christ says, Aaron, the inmates will love you singing Eric Church at night. It soothes them. Well, hey, Matt, look, I'm just happy to help. I'm happy to serve. Atomic Ray says, when that toilet bowl overflow, you'll be wishing it was Motel 6. Let's not overflow any toilets. Note to self. Return Trip says it's not too late to transition to a woman to get locked up with the females. I hear the state will pay for fake tits for prisoners in Minnesota. They bet. I hope they don't. That's the fact that I'm even wondering if that's true or not says a lot about the state of Minnesota. I bet you get really shitty tits though. I bet you get the really shitty cheap tits, the ones that, that end up on the show botched. No. Charlie McDennis, thank you for the $2. No, in fact, I think the county will be very happy to hear that. It's fantastic. I think I'm going to go ahead and send an email right now, and they can add to that file. Thank you very much for letting me know. They are not going to like that. Eli. There we go. And thank you to the person who sent me the link. I appreciate that. I appreciate you doing my work for me. That's a good fan. Add this to the pile. Boy, some people are just really desperate for money and can't do it without the toe. I love being proven right. All right, you guys shouldn't be turning this into a victory lap for me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Real Jack says, better to do your time in one go versus weekends. That's what everybody says. Matt Barrick says, be honest, you will be singing Erica before lights out. Here's what I've been told. There is really no lights out. It's kind of light normally, it's, basically what I've been told is don't forget everything you've seen on TV. Forget everything you've ever seen on movies. It's not the way it works. Numero uno with $1 says, stop trying to make Richard Leland Neal happen. It ain't happening, big guy. No one cares. I don't know who Richard is. $20 from Brian. Yes, I am, but why? We kind of talk about public figures on this program, but thank you for your $20. Throw that man in Alex Jones.
I have sworn on the altar of God, total resistance against every form of tyranny, against the mind of men.
Thank you, boys and girls. So sweet, so nice, and so ahead for tomorrow and the canteen and everything else. Just keep racking up that total for the old canteen. All right, now is it time to get to work? Can I stop just using you guys for content? I did see that Chad Zumach was getting his balls busted. He tried to, I thought he said something very funny. He's like, while Steel Toe's gone, I'm going to try and follow all the hot topics and the current events and all that, and I'm going to do a show like he does. I think he should try. I mean, there's not really anyone who can. Many people have tried. There was somebody who, before they started grabbing onto my coattails, tried to do that. They got 30 people watching them at a time. Oh, and I mean, it kind of ended up biting him in the ass anyway. But I mean, sometimes people are even dumber than I am. All right, let's do this Rogan, Mark Maron thing. You know, I'm impressed and a little surprised that Joe Rogan did this because Rogan doesn't usually mention, like when he's shitting on other comics that have names, he doesn't, a lot of times it's vague. A lot of times he'll go, there's a guy who does this. And people will know who he's talking about. Like a lot of times when he would shit on his buddy Brendan Schaub, he would kind of hint at it. Everyone would kind of know, but he didn't want to use their name. I don't know if it was he doesn't want to give them clout thing or he wants to maintain, you know, plausible deniability in case they say he's talking shit. But Joe Rogan's usually not big on really sinking his teeth into somebody. So Mark Maron must have really pissed him off. Mark Maron has gone really hard on the Saudi Arabia stuff. He went after a lot of Joe's friends. I mean, I wouldn't say that this time around in particular, he went particularly hard on Rogan. He's always kind of been, I mean, I think it's jealous. I think he's always been a little jealous of Joe. He's really been very jealous of a lot of people. Mark Maron is kind of a more successful Kevin Brennan. Hates everybody, thinks everybody sucks unless they're like the 5 guys in his orbit. And he doesn't think any of these guys deserve any of the success they've had. I mean, you name it. Louis C.K., Rogan. I don't think he's had anything to say about Gillis, but Burr, all of those guys. And he went after Theo Von recently. And I thought his stuff on Theo Von with the Hey Hitler, I thought that was pretty good. But apparently it fucked Theo Von up pretty bad. Apparently Theo Von did not like the Mark Maron thing, which surprises me because, again, you would think these guys would have developed a thick hide by now, you know? But I've learned this from just tapping the people who go after me. Like, they're very sensitive individuals. A lot of these people don't know how to just turn the other cheek and laugh about it. But Joe Rogan went after Mark Maron in a recent podcast where he had Brian Callen on. And I've never quite seen him go after Mark in quite this way. Now, I don't know if this is related to Mark Maron recording the last episode of his podcast this week. He did. The WTF podcast is going away. It's done. And really, the WTF podcast, I mean, Maron was kind of the first to put up big numbers. I mean, every Tom, Dick, and Harry with a microphone and a computer was doing a podcast. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it was always riveting to hear those podcasts of either edgelord comedians being cringe or hearing about the struggles of being out on the road and grinding it out every day. But they were a dime a dozen. None of them caught traction. Maron and Corolla were kind of the first to really kind of catch fire. And when Rogan had that, he was kind of the happiest he'd ever been because he was the guy on top. A lot of comics had to go to him for shit. He was the guy they went to for access. And then you kind of noticed as Rogan came up behind him and then started surpassing him. And then the TV show went away and then there was no more glow and Maron started to get bitter and shitty again. Now, I don't think Mark Maron being bitter and shitty should discount any of the points he makes. I think a lot of the time Mark Maron raises good points about a lot of these comedians. It just kind of gets spoiled by the fact that it's coming from a place of like such personal animus. So this is Mark Maron and this is Unique's channel. Like and subscribe and follow Unique. He does great work. And this is Joe Rogan actually going off on Mark Maron for once. By name.
Always trying to build themselves up by taking other people down. And it's historic. It's been going on forever. It's always the case. And it's normal. Like when you're young and you're coming up and you see people that are doing better than you, like, fuck that guy. It's normal. But it's not beneficial. It's not good for you.
You can use it to inspire you.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I've done what they do. I've hated on people. I definitely did when I was younger. It's just not smart. It's not a good strategy for life.
Doesn't help you.
It's, you know, your identity gets too wrapped up in conflict. And it's just like...
Well, not only that, but I mean, he's 100% right. And This is probably going to make a lot of people mad because they'll see themselves in this, but just do what you usually do and just project it onto me. But he's right. And not only does your whole identity get wrapped up in conflict, and that shortens your life and it keeps you all tense and shit, it also stops you from enjoying anything else in life because you only derive any kind of dopamine rush from conflict. Also, your whole identity stops becoming you because the conflict isn't you creating something. It's just you being miserable. So now your whole identity is actually someone else. You're not even you. You're just an appendage on another person or entity. So it really, when you do make that your whole thing, I think a lot of people on the outside looking in just kind of see sadness. At least I do.
Super unhealthy.
Well,
Super
we know
unhealthy
people
for you.
our age who are still doing that shit.
Of course.
Comics.
Mark Maron, don't say it.
See, I never expect to hear that from Joe. Joe never goes like and just says the guy's name. Like Mark Maron, don't say it. But Mark is. I mean, Mark is a bitter guy. He's a bitter guy who also is kind of insightful. He's not a dumb guy. Like, you can disagree with Mark Maron's politics. You can disagree with his general disposition and outlook on life. But Mark Maron's not a stupid man. And it kind of sucks that, you take that intelligence and you just kind of throw it in the shitter by going, I'm just mad that guy has more than I do. Why does that guy have more? Why isn't that guy? But like, he's just kind of become a cliche of an old over-the-hill comic. And it's like, Mark Maron did not have a bad run. Mark Maron had an IFC television show that went for like 5 seasons. Mark Maron had, like I said, a podcast that probably belongs on the Mount Rushmore of influential podcasts and guys who paved the way for the people who do it now. And he's been in movies. He's had multiple TV shows. I mean, what more do you want? You had a great run.
I mean, I don't get it. I'm like, I don't know.
I get it. He's sad. He's sad. He wants other people to hurt. That's what it is.
It's just not charitable. It's
also, he's pathologically jealous. Like, he's been he's like literally mentally ill. Like,
there's nothing worse, and I can confirm this because I do this to people all the time and they fucking hate it. There is nothing worse than people who like hate you and are jealous and are angry at you, and you just go, man, I feel for them. Man, that's wild. Man, that must be really shitty. They must be hurting. They must be in pain. It drives them fucking nuts. And that's the worst part is you're not trying to cause pain. You're not trying to hurt them, but you can't save them. They're just naturally miserable, and any reaction you have to them, that's not telling them, oh, you're absolutely right, sweetums, and you're the special one. Any reaction other than that is going to drive them insane because at the root cause of all of it is a baseline unhappiness.
Do you understand? Mark, when he first started, when he was just first coming up, was friends with Mitch Hedberg, and then Mitch Hedberg hit, and he couldn't be friends with him anymore.
Really?
Yep. Stop being his friend. Same thing with Louis C.K. Louis C.K. and him were tight. Louis blew up. Mark didn't. He had to fucking hate him, and he turned on him. Talked shit about.
Mark Maron is one of those guys who hates the guy first and then develops his reason later. That's why a lot of his stuff with Rogan, it always seems so forced. It's because the hatred would come first because he was jealous because, and I get it, it's hard not to be. Rogan took the spot that you occupied and he made that spot bigger. And that fucking sucks. It really, like, Mark Maron had President Obama on while he was in office. I mean, he was no joke. And to go from that and then watch Rogan kind of slowly pass you and then quickly pass you and then the Spotify deal and all the attention and then Trump comes on, it probably drove him nuts. And he didn't handle it well.
Talk shit about him openly. And then he became successful. And the years where Mark was successful were the best years of Mark. Because Mark was fun. Mm-hmm. Like, I've had ups and downs with Mark. I've gone through this with him like 3 or 4 different times where he gets upset at me, and then we talk, and then, are we good? We're good. Like, he likes to do that. He likes to talk shit about you, and then you confront him, and he says, you're right. And with me, my relationship with him was really complicated because when I was an open micer, I was 21 years old, and I was just starting out. Mark gave me a compliment once that really helped me. He came up to me and he goes, "Hey, man, you're really funny. He just keep doing what you're doing. Don't listen to anybody else. Just keep doing what you're doing." I was like, wow, thank you.
That's his best side. That's the good side.
It is not all bad.
No.
And he was a young guy back then, right? So he was just being cool. And then over time, obviously, I became more famous than him. And
There's a lot of people who are like that, really, in all walks of life. In fact, if you think about it right now, you can probably think of somebody who's like that, where they are so cool to you when they perceive you as beneath them. You know, when they perceive you as beneath, they see you as harmless. They don't see you as a threat because their whole life is linear. It's A to B. It's number 1, number 2, number 3, and they have to be number 1. And if you're number 4, they're nice to you. They think you're doing great. It means it doesn't mean they like you. It doesn't mean they're nice. It means they don't perceive you as a threat. And then when you start to pass them, unfortunately, they can't be happy for you. Now they need to destroy you because they've done their best and this is where they're at. And now they think they can make themselves better if they can drag you down. But we all know that's just not how it works. And Marc Maron tragically does seem to be one of those guys. You know, when you're doing all right, but you're not a threat to them, they're very kind. They're very supportive. But once you pass them up, all of a sudden it changes. And they do a little gaslighting too. They try to make it look like you've changed. And you're like, pretty sure no.
More successful than him. And he does not like that. He fucking hates that. And the only time we were cool was when Mark was number 1. So Mark, the podcast took off, and you got to realize it took off when he was deep into his 40s, right? And it was the number 1 podcast in the country. And he was on Rolling Stone magazine, and, you know, he had his own show on IFC, The Maron Show, and he was fucking great. He was cool to hang with. He was fun.
Not a bad show, by the way. If you ever want to go back and watch Marc Maron's show, and I don't mean this as an insult to Mark, it's kind of like the show Louie, but a little less serious. Like, it didn't take itself as seriously, I think, as Louie did sometimes.
Because he didn't have to compare himself to anybody anymore because he was a success. Like, he could look at his own success. He was doing a television show. He had his podcast. Everything was great. And we were cool. Like, we were friends. Like, I'd see him. I'd give him a hug. I'd say, "What's going on?" We would talk. We're friendly at the store.
I will say guys should not dedicate this much time to talking about how much you and another guy liked each other and now you don't. And it's a podcast, so I'll give them a little bit of a break because you got to make content. But this is not a conversation 2 men should have for more than like a minute and a half. This one goes on for quite some time. I don't think this is something you really need to use this much oxygen on, especially when I don't think it's a secret that Marc Maron is kind of a fucking prick.
Or we never hung out off site, but we were friendly. Like, we had pushed all the beef aside, and he even did my podcast. We had a great time. And then I started getting more successful, and then my podcast passed his. Then my podcast became number 1, and then the Spotify deal. And that's when he started talking shit about me. So he started talking shit about me long before all this Trump stuff. This Trump stuff is just the most recent iteration of this bizarre thing that he does with people. And the first thing was he had decided that I was an asshole, like, just because the podcast took off.
And here's the thing. Marc Maron's going to get a lot of...
son
of an asshole.
Resistance against
Marc Maron's going to get a lot of support for people because there's a lot of people, especially people who spend a little too much time on the internet, that feel like they have to hate Joe Rogan. Like, no matter what it is, no matter what the position is, well, you got to hate Joe Rogan. Why? What did he say? What was the specific thing? He's a piece of shit. Well, he's not. He's not a piece of shit at all. Why is he a piece of shit? I don't like. It's because he's number 1. It's kind of the Nickelback effect. Everybody likes him. He's very popular. So you think it's like cool, or it adds a layer to your personality to just not like the guy. Joe Rogan's pretty harmless. But I think Marc Maron kind of gets gassed up a little bit by people, not because they like Marc Maron, but because they hate Joe Rogan, and anyone who talks shit about Joe Rogan, they're going to go, yeah, he's our guy. But Marc Maron always traditionally has been an old, grumpy twat. That's always been his personality. That's always been his approach. I mean, in a way, it's kind of part of his charm. is that he's just kind of a grumpy, bitter old man. And it's the older he gets, like the more it works for him because you can kind of age into that role, if you will. Let's go ahead and see what you guys are up to. I am very interested to hear what Numero Uno has to say about this, among many other people. $1 from 383 Novocaine. Oh, yeah, I did see this. The Kim Kardashian new thongs that have, like, pussy hair on them. I don't know. Why do we need fake pussy? What are we all, Giant Gonzalez now? Like we got to wear the body hair thing? Uh-oh, an error occurred over on YouTube. What happened? Uh-oh. I'm getting error pop-ups on the YouTube. Oh boy. Are we good? Because I just saw in the Rumble chat, people are saying YouTube is fucking up. And then I went over to the YouTube and it said that I've got a playback error. Oh, that's no good. That's no good. I like this Uri Groves in the chat. He's a pretty smart guy. He gets it. Oh, geez, you guys are really hammering the fuck out of other people in that chat. Jesus, you know what? I'm going to back off for a minute. You guys are fucking burying people in that YouTube chat. Jesus, Rumble's, they're being nice to me, but oh my God. Sam Show says YouTube was flipping the fuck out. Red Fox Mad says YouTube is down. Yeah, I see that too. Even when I try to open other videos, like when I try to refresh this one that we're on. It looks like YouTube in general might be fucked. Yeah, I can't get anything to play. Even other videos. An error occurred. Please try again later. Well, shit. Sorry about that, YouTube. Huh. I mean, I'm not going to end the stream necessarily. But YouTube is completely fucked. That is a cold, hard fact. That's too bad. We were in the 300s tonight. Son of a bitch. Huh. That's, I feel like it's been a while since YouTube's done that. That YouTube's had any kind of outage. Oh, look at that. Somebody just sent me an order that's arriving tomorrow. They said you have a care package incoming tomorrow. I shudder to think what your guys' care packages are. Oh no, did Gino and Keanu go in on the fat man today? God, he gets dunked on a lot. That's too bad. Well, he's got a big L coming up. Red Fox Mad with $1 says, Aaron, do they have nudist movie night in jail? I bet Aaron's excited for naked time in jail. I'm not. No, there's no naked time. Let's go to numero uno, Josh Denny fan. He says, Joe Rogan is harmless, says the guy who watched a 90-minute documentary about how Joe is helping Peter Thiel ruin the world. I think Joe's going to wake up on that Peter Thiel shit. I think he already is starting to wake up on that Peter Thiel shit. I think one of the things about the Peter Thiel thing is that Rogan, I correct me if I'm wrong, numero uno, I think Rogan watched the Elephant Graveyard video, and I think he took the criticism to heart. I do. I think he took it very seriously, and I think he took it as constructive. And I think I've already noticed that he's that he's already made some adjustments based on what's in that video. I could be wrong, but I do feel like he's he does listen to his criticism. Numero uno says, Joe is a straight up bitch who wouldn't say shit about Maron until Maron's show ended. Well, I was surprised that Joe mentioned his name because Joe doesn't usually do that. Joe doesn't usually do the naming the guy and trashing him for 10 minutes thing. So I'm thinking that the Maron shit must have really gotten to him. I want to see if we can.
It's not a good
oh, there we
strategy.
go. All right. YouTube is back. YouTube is back. Good. So there was a part in this where they talk about Theo Von, and apparently Mark Maron kind of fucked up Theo Von with his criticism. And I don't like that. I think Theo Von should have a thicker skin. I think if you're going to be a comedian, especially a really, really successful one, other comics shitting on you, especially in a funny way, like the bit Mark Maron did about Theo Von interviewing Hitler, I thought was very funny, and I like Theo Von more than I like Mark Maron. But it was a funny bit. And it's not like Theo Von's ever going to get a chance to interview Adolf Hitler, but apparently according to Joe here, it's the thing that sent Theo on his spiral a little bit.
Does with people. And the first thing was he had decided that I was an asshole, like just because the podcast took off. But it was not a big deal. It was like I'd heard people say that he was saying things. But then after the Spotify deal was a real problem. And that's when he started coming after me. And
numero uno, you have to admit two things can be true at once. Joe Rogan can be an easily led, easily influenced mouthpiece. But also, after he signed that Spotify deal, a lot of people kind of became blind with jealousy a little bit.
it was about vaccines. Like, so he was talking about me on stage about vaccines. It's like, by the way, everything I said was correct. The people that I had on my podcast were like Robert Malone, who got criticized. He has 9 patents in the creation of mRNA technology.
He's a vaccinologist. He's an immunologist.
He took the vaccine himself and had a horrible adverse event, which is when he started becoming critical of it.
Right.
And then he started doing the science and looking into the papers and the research, and he was trying to sound the alarm. He was right. He was right. All these people, Dr. Pierre Corey, he was right. Peter McCullough is...
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, they were right, and I'm glad they were right, and I'm glad there was someone there to sound the alarm. But Mark Maron's a lefty guy. Unfortunately, COVID kind of became a lefty-righty thing. The vaccine became a lefty-righty thing. Maron was on the left. You were perceived as on the right on that issue. I mean, of course you guys are going to butt heads. A lot of this just seems like grown men being pissy that other grown men talked a little shit about them. I mean, let it roll off your shoulder.
the most published doctor.
Joe Rogan had CNN every day beating the shit out of him for stuff he didn't say. I think Mark Maron can be given a pass.
In human history, in his particular field of expertise,
which is immunology.
It's kidney disease. I don't exactly.
But he's a scientist,
very well
accredited
published and
scientist,
accredited scientist. So these are the people that I had on that were talking about this stuff. It had nothing to do with that Maron was upset at. It had to do with jealousy.
I think, though, it's another thing. I think some people have a very traumatic experience when they're younger. It could be high school.
All right, Brian Callen goes through like a high school jock and nerd kind of dynamic, whatever. Maybe. I don't. That Joe can fight, and because Joe can fight and choke people out, that makes people like Maron get triggered from high school. I'm not saying that doesn't exist, and I'm sure that's like some part of it, but I think it's mostly professional. I think it's mostly Maron's jealousy and anger and rage usually comes from the professional realm. Mark Maron doesn't just talk shit about jocks. I don't think anybody would mistake Theo Von as like one of the cool kids in high school.
About introspection, he doesn't have that. That's not him. He does when confronted, and he'll apologize. Like, that's his whole thing. Are we good? We good? And then you hug it out with people. He also lies. Like, one of the things he lied about, he did a podcast with Howie Mandel, and Howie Mandel asked him if he had problems with comedians. Like, no, I don't have any problems with any comedians. I've never had any problems with comedians. Like,
come on, dude. That's true, too. Like Mark Maron. But, I bet you Mark Maron believes that. He believes that he doesn't have a problem with these people. In his mind, everything he's saying about them is just, well, I thought that everybody understood this. I thought that everybody knew that this guy was a fucking asshole. I don't have a problem with him. I just think he's an asshole. To Mark Maron, having a problem with someone is different than just going on a thing that hundreds of thousands of people are going to listen to and calling them a piece of shit. He doesn't see that as having a problem with someone.
Talking about. He's had a problem with every single comedian that's more successful than him. Bill Burr, Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle, me, Tony Hinchcliffe, everybody that passes him.
Okay, I got to be honest, though, and this is where numero uno, Josh Denny, and a fan and I will agree. Everybody should be mad that Tony Hinchcliffe is more successful than them. Okay, out of all of them, that one stings. Because it is a bullied kid who hid behind the big offensive lineman and then talked a bunch of shit and never had to get punched in the face for it. Tony Hinchcliffe is a fucking weasel. He's a weasel man who rode Rogan's coattails to fame. One thing that's great for comics is that Rogan's audience, a lot of it, a big chunk of it, is just kind of these drooling retards. And if Joe just points at someone and goes, this guy's good, this guy's powerful, this guy's great, Rogan's audience would be like, I have Tony Hinchcliffe too. He's good at saying mean things about people. And they just, now he's a guy. Bert Kreischer should have never been a guy, but Joe Rogan said, hey, look at this fat teddy bear retard that I bring on my show, and he cackles and begs for attention. He's great. You guys should love him. Joe Rogan gave the Midas touch to a lot of touched individuals. Tony Hinchcliffe, chief among them. And now Tony, there's some weeks where Tony, Kill Tony, has more viewers than an episode of Rogan once in a while.
All of a sudden, he talks about them on stage. And the Theo thing really drove me nuts because that sent Theo into a real spiral.
Did it? Now, see, that is not Mark Maron's fault. It is not Mark Maron's fault that he made fun of Theo Von for like a minute and a half on his comedy special. That should not send you into a spiral or a tailspin. You should be fine. It's another comic talking shit about you. Professional athletes, you take a look at any football game on a Saturday or a Sunday or a Thursday or a Monday. The fucking things that those guys are saying about each other. Oh, my God. You saw Brian Branch go up to Juju Smith-Schuster. He tried to knock him out. He whacked him upside the head. Wouldn't shake his hand. Because of shit they were saying on the field. Mark Maron did a joke about Theo Von interviewing Adolf Hitler. It was funny. And I like Theo Von more than I like Mark Maron. That shouldn't send you into a spiral. That's not a Mark Maron problem. That's a Theo Von problem.
Yeah, well, Theo went into a spiral, and that was a big part of him getting attacked was Maron talking about him on a special, saying that he'd have Hitler on his podcast. Well, why is he saying that?
Because it's funny, and it was a good bit. Hold on, here. Now that YouTube's working, let me bring this up for you. Mark Maron, Theo Von. And we're going to play the whole bit uninterrupted. This is Mark Maron talking about Theo Von on his last special. Joe saying this sent him into a tailspin.
I think if Hitler were alive today, he'd probably appear on Theo Von's podcast. And Theo would be like, see, y'all did a lot of meth, right? All the Nazis were all fucked up on meth, right, Hitler? That shit'll make you crazy, dog. I did some meth once. I was up for 3 days, and then I ate a live bird. No shit, Hitler, a live bird, bro. Hey, Hitler, you probably didn't even hate the Jews. That was just the meth making you crazy, dog. Hey, Hitler. Do you want to apologize to all the Jews right now on my show? No? I get it.
It's harmless. That shouldn't even make you frown, let alone put you into a tailspin, for God's sake. We haven't come to think of it. Is that what caused Theo to lose his shit at that Netflix comedy special taping that he did recently? Because I don't know if you saw that. Theo had a rough time. It was really bad. Numero, I'm going to try to find it If you can find it before me, I suspect that Numero has this like saved in his favorites. Theo was doing a special, and I guess it wasn't going well, and he had a tough time, and he had a little bit of a meltdown at the comedy special. Numero Uno says Theo was and blew his special taping all because of Marin. And you shouldn't, especially if that was the bit. You'd interview Hitler, and again, I think that was even less than a minute. Theo Von Netflix special. What the fuck? I just saw something pop up on my Twitter. Owen Schroyer, who I love Owen Schroyer, I think he's great, has former WWE star Enzo Amore on his show tonight. Well, there goes, I'm not going to be up over 300 again on the B show tonight. Let's see. 138 plus 121 plus 135. That's not quite 400, but it's over 300 on our 5 spots tonight. You can say goodbye to those numbers. Say goodbye because Owen Schroyer has Enzo Amore on. Why the fuck? Owen Schroyer talks about like politics and shit. He doesn't. Why would a former wrestler be on there? Theo Von and his fans. Theo Von has his fans worried for his safety after he reportedly bombed his show organized by Netflix at the Beacon Theater. This was a couple weeks ago. And ended his set by claiming he is trying to prevent himself from committing. Now, I don't know how serious to take that. Now, he was on a college football show recently, too, and he tried to... And this was funny, and the internet is full of so many dorks like, hey, you hit on that girl, then he took the L. Ugh. It was funny. He hit on some chick. She wasn't having it. People forget that these people are court jesters. They're goofs. They're supposed to be funny. This is Theo Von.
I don't know what to tell you about that, man. I'm having a long month. I'm trying not to take my own life. So I just want to get these photos. I don't know what to tell you about that, man. I'm having a long month. I'm trying not to take my own life. So I just want to get these photos.
I don't think he's... Again, this is, I think, the internet making something out of nothing. I don't think that he's really... Oh, here he is discussing the Beacon Theater thing. I don't think Theo really was, looking at, taking his line.
I had the curtains in my house kind of closed. I was just like, you're paranoid. I woke up the next morning to a text from a high government official saying, hey, if you need some extra security in your neighborhood or some extra police cars on patrol, let me know. And I'm like, what? We had a circus last week in New York, in New York City. And I want to talk about that. There's like a lot of stuff out there, speculation and all of that. And I want to just get super clear on it, right? Yeah, I just want to share with you kind of what happened, I guess. And I don't want to make it a big deal. But so I had a comedy special that we were taping. We were taping it last week. And about a month before I quit taking some antidepressants I was taking. I just kind of...
Oh, shit. So he really was. All right. Well, then I'm wrong. I mean, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I didn't think it was something to get that worked up over, but I guess if he is, then holy shit. I hope he gets better. So he really what? God damn. But Joe trying to put that at Mark Maron's feet is kind of totally 100% fucking bullshit. It seems like he's trying to use Theo as like a human shield to get the moral high ground in this beef with Mark Maron.
Wean myself off. And the reason why was because I wanted, like during the comedy show, I wanted to have a little bit more emotion during it. I just wanted to have some more feelings. If you ever taken antidepressants or if you haven't, it kind of takes away your feelings kind of, so you just kind of stay in this space where you're okay. And it's nice. It's a safe space, but you don't, you're like the astronaut that kind of stays on the ship sometimes. And
I've heard that from a lot of people who take antidepressants, that you don't get low, but you don't get up. You can't get excited about a lot of things, But when something really, the way I've had it described to me is you could watch your car blow up and you'd go, oh well. I don't know if that's. I mean, I get it if the other is like every little thing in life makes you want to die. Then yeah, I guess that's a better alternative. But still, there's got to be another way.
And you get to do the thumbs up and shit, but other dudes are like, other people are out there. We're headed into the comedy show, and then the Charlie Kirk thing happened, right? The Charlie Kirk murder happened, which was really crazy. It was just a crazy thing. I've talked about it before. I'm not going to talk about it anymore right now. But a few days after that, or maybe a week after that, the Department of Homeland Security put a video up online talking about they started making like trap beat edits and like banger edits to evicting people from the country, right? Or eliminating.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The Charlie Kirk thing happened. Then Theo Vaughn, they were doing memes of Theo Vaughn, ICE was, and they were putting them out on social media. Theo didn't want to be associated with that, so Theo asked them to take it down. They kept doing it. Okay, so he really was that depressed over that whole thing. Oh, that's really shitty. That's too bad. But that doesn't sound like Mark Maron had anything to do with it. A lot of these guys, and I'm not talking about Mark Maron, they got to get a little testosterone. Maybe they're getting a little older. Need a little testosterone shot in them because there's a lot of bitch-like behavior going on with these grown men. Numero Uno says, I've never known Rogan to be wrong. He knows Theo personally. Why would he lie? Rogan is a truth teller and modern-day philosopher. I'm picking up on the sarcasm a little bit, my man. People talking about Reformed Rapscallion says 5% of people on antidepressants are actually depressed. Well, yeah, no shit. I mean, they're like Adderall. They're one of the most over-prescribed medications that there are. Make a lot of fucking money on those. Reformed Rapscallion says people mistake sad, bored, and anxious, etc. for depression. I'd agree with that. 09 Canyon says anxious. Yep, that's more my problem. Didn't get a diagnosis until my late 30s. Well, yeah, it's no fun to raw dog that kind of shit. Well, guys, it is canteen time. It's canteen time, my friends. We have knocked out tonight's goal, but we're filling up that canteen for that next 8 days. Holy shit, I forgot about the 8 days while we were doing the show. That'll happen to me throughout the day. I'll just kind of forget. And then I'll go, oh, fuck, that's right. I got to do that. Watch me. I better not forget on Friday when we're doing Rumble Friday or Canteen Friday, as it's known now. I better not. You guys got to remind me that I got to, after the Friday show, I got to head in. I got to go in there. They're not gonna look too kindly if I don't show. So, like I said, I called the Ralpha mail. He said he doesn't have any room down there in Mexico. So, shucks. I thought about maybe going tomorrow. It's too quick of a turnaround. I got shit I got to work out. Plus, I got the kids tomorrow. I got the kids Friday morning. And, I'll probably have them obviously, I'm going to have them picked up before, I go do anything. But, like, I didn't want to short myself on that. And then, I got a dog. I got all this other stuff. So I got to make arrangements and do all that. I don't want to rush it. I also want to be like good and fucked up when I get. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going. SP had an idea. She said, what you should do is just stay up really, really late these next couple of nights and just be totally like bags under your eyes, sleep deprived when you go in on Friday, and you can just sleep away that whole first day. Just sleep away the whole thing. I don't know. I really, I probably should give it more thought than that, but I really haven't. I haven't. Silverwolf says the YouTube chat has become cancer. I don't know. I've been checking it out. I think they're fun. I think they're a good time. I think there's a lot of people who make themselves crazy because they've built up this idea of me in their head. And they constantly have to cope with that and make it work with reality. But that entertains me. I can understand where you would think it's cancer. It kind of entertains me a little bit. And I mostly because I know it bothers them. The Real Jacks 2 says, how long has this been in the making? And haven't you had everything worked out with your fucking dog and kids? No, because, there was some animosity and there was some poutiness. And even though they were supposed to get all their stuff submitted by the 7th, they went, no, I don't like Aaron. Bad guy. He won't be sad. And I want to break him and he won't break. So they waited a week later and then filed it. And then just real petty shit. And it's, just you let people be petty like that when you're kind of in a little bit better place than that. You feel bad for people that are that petty. So I haven't been able to really make those arrangements until today. It's unfortunate. Name, thank you for the $1.99. No, of course not. Ugh, want nothing to do with the whole thing. I mean, make it a lifetime for God's sake. Sorry if that upsets you too, buddy. Let's do this story out of Pennsylvania. Holy shit. We've got less than an hour left. Fire it up. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. We've already hit tonight's goal, but it's Canteen Wednesday on the toe. Let's have some fun. Thank you to everybody who threw in, especially Sanford's son and Miss Tay, who were incredibly generous this evening. James J. Weed says, use powdered soap in the shower. Takes longer to pick up. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate the tips. That's the best part. You ain't getting my money. Oh, really wants me to be scared. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm letting people like him down, but then I realize people like that are usually never happy. I know he wanted to, but you know what I like about guys like him? When they don't get their way, they just pretend they are. And I admire that in a way. I think that's what happens when you live your life behind a computer. Let's go to this Pennsylvania airport thing. So somebody, I didn't even know you could do this. I don't know how to do this. I'm not looking to try, just to be clear. Apparently you can just go and take the PA system over at an airport. Somebody decided to do that, and they did it successfully. They got a hold of the PA. Now, I want to ask you, if you got a hold of the PA in your local airport or any airport, what would you say? I mean, you've got, how much time do you think? You got about 30 seconds to a minute before somebody busts down that door, tackles your ass, and takes it away from you. So when you got that amount of time, what are you going to say to all the airport passengers in the airport? Are you going to have fun with it? Are you going to make some kind of a social statement? Are you going to be bizarre? Are you going to be outlandish and silly? Or are you going to be serious? Or are you going to try and start some shit? Well, this person decided that, I don't know if they didn't get the memo on the peace agreement in the Middle East, but they decided to advocate for Palestine at the airport.
Fuck Netanyahu and Trump. Turkish hacker Cyber Islam was here. Telegram-channel Cyber Islam. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
That's it.
Hacked by Murith Long Live.
Oh, they got hacked. See, that's what I was thinking. I was like, how would you even know where a PA system is? How would you know where to go? So they just hacked the computer system and put this over all the loudspeakers. Fuck Netanyahu, fuck Trump, free Palestine. I don't know. That just doesn't pop. It doesn't hit. You notice nobody at the airport's panicking over it. Everybody in the airport is either heading somewhere they're excited about and they're kind of just in a daze trying to get to their gate, or they're exhausted and they're coming home and they're just trying to get to their fucking car. I don't think I think people kind of black out the PA announcements at an airport.
Free Palestine. Hacked by Murith. Hacked by Cyber Islam. Fuck Netanyahu and Trump. Turkish hacker Cyber Islam was here.
Turkish hacker Cyber Islam is the name of the group that hacked it.
Telegram-channel Cyber Islam. Hacked by leader of long, live, free Palestine. Hacked by mutilated. Hacked by Cyber Islam. Fuck Netanyahu and Trump. Turkish hacker Cyber Islam.
Again, I'm confused because I don't know what this accomplishes. I don't really understand what we're doing here. Like, what are we... Okay, fuck Netanyahu, fuck Trump, free Palestine. I mean, the fuck Netanyahu thing, majority of Americans at this point probably agree with you. So I don't really know what yelling this at the airport is supposed to do other than, I mean, get you attention, get you clicks. Okay, now what, underpants gnomes? How do we get to profit?
Here, Telegram channel Cyber Islam. Hacked by Mutarif Long, live, free Palestine.
Also, why are we hacking it at such a downtime in the airport? Shouldn't you be doing this when there's a lot of hustle and bustle and people are running around and you can get your main audience? And how do you shut down a hacking like this? And the only thing I can think is you unplug it and you plug it back in. Outside of that, I don't know how to fix the whole thing. Silverwolf says, but I thought Palestine, or however you spell it, was free now. No, they're not free. They're going to start that shit up again. You got Hamas executing people in the streets, or they're saying Hamas is executing people in the streets. Some members that claim to be Hamas are not disarming, whether you believe it or not. That's the narrative they're pushing. Trump came out today and told them to knock it off, stop it, whatever. Let's just say it's a tenuous piece right now. Baba Shab says, fuck that. I'm definitely saying the N-word. Other people saying fart. You could just fart into the microphone, I suppose. Brett McCart says, Aaron, it's never too late to reveal to the court that you're pregnant. Oh, you know what? I never thought of that. Onawall says, I'd sing. Brian says he'd say Allahu Akbar. Ooh, that would get him moving. That would get him hustling. MSO says, I do a Kmart blue light special announcement. That's throwback. I like a throwback. N-word is a good one. Reformed Rapscallion says, I'd try my tight five. Ooh, definitely do your airline food jokes. I mean, perfect venue for it. If they don't hit there, they're not going to hit anywhere. Sam Show says, I would do a fake ad for $2 drinks. Okay, the only way that's going to work, though, you got to name the right terminal and a specific bar. That could work. Yeah, go with the 250 cans announcement. Oh, there you go. Get a hold of the airport PA system and do a Stoney's read. Perfect. Taste Fairy says, imagine if this would have happened 20 years ago. 20 years ago, it would have been 2005. Probably about the same as now. Reformed Rapscallion says, I'd confess to being DB Cooper. All kinds of options. I do like the saying the N-word idea, but that's just kind of shock value. The airport's such a boring spot to hijack a PA system. You know, you take the PA system. Like I said, nobody's listening. They're either going somewhere or coming from somewhere, and they just want to fucking go home. So you don't really have that much of a captive audience. Speaking of airlines, somebody caught our illustrious state attorney general, Keith Ellison, at the airport. This guy, Keith Ellison, he's one of those guys who's just born to be a heel. He's one of those guys who's just born to be a bad guy. He's remarkably unlikable. He's way too serious. He also hangs around with a lot of people who have been implicated in a shitload of welfare fraud schemes in the United States. I'll be honest, I don't exactly know what Keith Ellison does, because he's supposed to be on the lookout for things like welfare fraud. We don't figure that out here in Minnesota. In fact, we let people get away with it. We don't even check. The federal government has to come in and go, hey, you guys understand they're ripping us off for billions of dollars on this stuff, right? And we go, oh, yes, we didn't know. We had no idea. You guys didn't notice when you had a $17 billion surplus turn into a $5 billion deficit? You didn't think that maybe something was up? What's your attorney general doing? Just hanging out with a lot of the people that you're investigating for fraud. Well, Keith Ellison, to just prove that he's a remarkable prick, was at the airport this week, and there were some soldiers that were going to be either on the flight that he was on or at a gate near the flight that he was going to be on. And a lot of times an airline will announce the departure of troops. If they're shipping out, they'll say this division, this battalion, this branch, whatever. And everybody will stand up and they'll do the standing ovation and whatever. Keith Ellison must have had something really important on his mind, because the guy serving the state of Minnesota decided to do this when they made the announcement. Literally everyone but him and this dipshit Zoomer who's just sitting there texting, oblivious to everything. Everyone else getting up. Little round of applause for these guys getting menial pay and going out to serve in the military. And our attorney general just stands there. Also the other thing about Keith Ellison is I've never seen him smile. I've never seen him laugh. No sense of humor on this guy. He's just, again... And I think even if he was a Republican, which I can't imagine him being one, but even if he was a Republican, he's just got a persona that's incredibly unlikable. I mean, let's not even talk about... I think this kid over here is worse than Keith Ellison, because I don't think this kid even knows what the fuck is going on. I think he's so zoomed in to that phone. Oh, there he goes. Now he turned around. Clap. Clap. Don't go back to the phone. If this guy claps and Keith Ellison can't be bothered, that's really shitty. There we go. Hey, that kid clapped. What an unlikable pig fucker he is. He's just always serious and just always a dickhead, and just this air of superiority about him. He's just... I remember when bars would try to open during COVID in Minnesota, he would show up personally and say, if you don't comply, we're going to issue a summons and we're going to have your business shut down and you're going to be thrown in jail and fined this much money. It's like, thanks. Good to know you're on our side, Keith. How about a clap or two, Keith? How about one or two claps?
And we got Larry. Thank you for your service, Larry.
So even the kid who's sitting there texting and can barely hear a goddamn thing over his keystrokes can stop to clap a couple of times. Keith Ellison can't be bothered. 09 Canyon says, I can't believe Ellison is flying commercial. I mean, that's kind of nice. Nice to know that we, don't have a private plane for the guy. He doesn't know what he's clapping for. He's like, wait a minute, we're clapping for the soldiers? I don't get that. Why? What are we? Taste Fairy Ialto says, I've always hated this miserable cunt. He just is. I mean, I don't even know. Like, even if you're a Democrat, I need to have it explained to me. How do you like this? What do you like about Keith Ellison? What are the redeeming qualities about Keith Ellison that make you like them? That make you like him, other than he's a Democrat? Other than that. 09 Canyon says, I doubt that kid is on film beating his girlfriend and dragging her by her hair either. Oh, I remember that. But wait a minute. And I want to be fair to Keith Ellison. Is there video of him dragging her by her hair, or is there just audio? And she's alleged that he dragged her by the hair. I don't quite remember. Sean Lenane says, ask the Muslim Brotherhood for Keith Ellison private flight logs. There was that rumor too, that he's been buddy with the Muslim Brotherhood. Who knows? Baba Shab says that guy is a gay F word, although he didn't say either of those two specific words. He says, kind of looks like you from the side profile. Definitely has a dewlap thing going on. Why? I wanted to be left out of it. I thought we, meaning all of us, the hundreds of us here, we would have fun at his expense. I didn't mean for myself to be thrown into the fire. Thank you very much. All right, if you're just joining us tonight, the goal was knocked out in the first 5 or 10 minutes. Thank you very much. For the rest of the night, it's Canteen time. Throw into the old canteen. For your jailbird host. And let's get the good toothpaste. By the way, I did find out that is the Minnesota Department of Corrections. That's like the state penitentiary menu that we were looking at earlier. It's not me. That is not what I will be. Not what I will be getting. I did have that confirmed. TVP says, "You're a liar." I'm always lying. Whenever they don't get what they want, I'm always lying, even though I said it. TVP says, "Liar, liar, you don't want the 8 days straight. The 2-4s was not asked about." I mean, I have the emails, but that's fine. I mean, if that makes you upset, you can have that outrage. I did say numerous times that I was 50-50 on the 4-2s or the 1-8, and that everyone was saying do the 1-8. I was 50-50 on it. I'm happy. I mean, imagine that. I mean, for a misdemeanor, the state of Minnesota threw fucking everything they had at you. They lied. They fucking backslid on a deal. They backdoored their way because they were bitter and angry and hostile that they couldn't break you psychologically. And now you got 8 days, and that's all the shots they got. And then you move on with your life. The best revenge is living well, baby. And after these 8 days, they got nothing. They've thrown every shot they have. I blow past them. I move on. That's it. End of story. And I know that drives some of you nuts. Try to find something in your life that makes you happy. I promise you'll be better off. Quit coping about the toe. Let's go to Kevin Federline. I mean, Kevin Federline, I got to be honest, I haven't heard that name in at least 15 years. And he's writing a book. Why not? I mean, he's really got, I mean, Kevin Federline's got one thing. He fucked Britney Spears and had kids with her. And I think he was like one of her backup dancers. And he's writing a book now because, you know, what's a payday? And he's saying that he thinks Britney is a danger to herself, the people around her, and he said that she's got a lot of red flags. The title of Kevin Federline's book is Shit You All Know, but I'm just going to reiterate for money. Of course, Britney Spears. The bitch is in her house by herself dancing with knives out. Yes, she's a problem. But you know what? She's made it a lot longer than any of us thought she would. I mean, when she got that protection, not a protection, not the consortium, the conservatorship. When she had the conservatorship removed from her, we all kind of thought she would blow through all her money. She would lose it all. She would be destitute. But instead, she just kind of hung out in her entryway, swinging butcher knives into a camera. I mean, I know this is grading on a curve, but I kind of think Britney's doing better than I thought she would. I mean, the fact that she's still here, 3 years after the conservatorship ended, I'm kind of impressed. But Kevin Federline says, nope, Britney's a danger to herself. Britney's not okay. She's not safe. She's throwing up lots of red flags. Let's hear what the party pooper has to say.
Your boys have made efforts to rebuild their relationship with her. How is that going? And do they involve you at all in any conversations about her? Or is it sort of separation of church and state? They deal with mom. But
shit, man, I'm getting old. I mean, their kids are probably grown at this point, right? Shit, Britney Spears and Kevin Federline have grown-ass kids.
But they don't talk to you about how that's going?
No, I mean, my boys are very open with me. They know, they could come to me with anything, and that I'm going to give them solid advice, and I'm here for them. Right. I mean, that's, as a father, like, I'll do whatever I can to help my boys and their mother. That's just the person that I am. So they do talk to me. I know a lot of things, obviously things that I'll never say, but
Are they
How about this? Kevin Federline turned out to be the normal one. Remember what a douche he used to be? And he could still be a douche, I don't know. But, like, he's not swinging butcher knives around while he's doing 360s on a tile floor. It counts for something. But I never thought that he would be, like, the normal guy. I mean, one of them's been in the ring with John Cena. The other one hasn't.
Armed.
Yeah, I think everybody in the family is.
Alarmed by
just everything. That whole situation.
You know, we're talking about Britney Spears. Oh, the family's alarmed about her behavior. What behavior? It would be a lot shorter if I just told you the shit we weren't concerned about. I know TMZ's job is to ask questions and be journalists and everything, but what a dumb question. Like, what specifically that Britney does has you guys worried? I don't know, the carrying on 3 conversations with herself in front of a camera in 3 different accents, the knife swinging, the medications that she's on with absolutely no supervision, and being in a giant house all by herself with tens of millions of dollars. We just don't think it's a good mix.
Right now, part of the cry for help that the reason why I'm doing it is to support my sons, try to gain support for, the people that actually care about her.
Oh,
and,
come on.
And, my kids want their mom to be around for years to come.
I understand.
They want a relationship with her.
I understand that. I get that. But you can't do that without writing a book and going on TMZ. Like, you can't show that support for them, and you can't make sure that their mom's still around without getting a publisher, signing a book deal, going on TM. I mean, come on. A little bit of honesty here. He's like, look, I don't really have a particularly wide skill set. I was a backup dancer for years and years, and then I married the money train and got custody of the kids. I mean, not exactly an investment banker over here. And, Britney's still in the news a little bit, and I can make a little money off of books, so why not? I don't doubt his sincerity as a parent. I'm just saying, like, at least be honest about the why you're writing the book part. No Pen 15 Fathead with $10 over on PayPal says, have a snack on me, Tubby. Thank you. That's very nice. That's very nice. Thank you. It's the Tubby that brings it all together. Thank you. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, etc. And go ahead and throw in a couple of bucks. Everything goes towards the old commissary here on the toe. Britney did she get married or was she engaged for a while and then that guy left? And then, that got fucked up too because I think they did get married. But like the day before their wedding, like her other ex-husband, that Jason Alexander guy, he showed up and he was filming and oh my God. I don't really know if anything can fix Britney Spears. I think you just hope that she has so much money that she can't blow through it. And that just kind of keeps her insulated from any like repercussions of her actions. I think. A little over 200 of you checking out the toe, pushing 400 earlier tonight. Thank you guys so much. The B Show bounced back from where it was Monday, and I appreciate it. Dr. Rondo says K-Fed's child support ended. Yeah, I bet you if you looked it up, I'm going to go ahead and say that the youngest kid probably turned 18 recently. And now K-Fed's got a book out. How old are Britney's kids? There you go. One of them just turned 19 on September 12th. That's all right. I think that's all starting to make a little bit of sense now. Oh, here's some old country hillbilly shit for you. We're going back to Pennsylvania. I think this is our third time in Pennsylvania today. traffic was backed up for miles in Cranberry Township near Butler, where the president was shot. Check this out. This was the traffic jam near Butler, Pennsylvania. Check it out. I mean, miles and miles and miles. Now, you got a traffic jam that bad. You figure there better be somebody dead up there. I mean, that better be some twisted metal. Well, apparently what happened that caused traffic to be backed up for miles at the median of I-79 was that a cow needed to be rescued from the road. It was... like I said, man, that's the kind of shit you don't see in the city. You don't go into the city and see cows in there. Just cows standing in, and there's nothing you can do. Like it's not like a small, like you can bump it or like a turtle in the road. You can pick it up and you can set it on the side of the road. You try to push that cow with your car, that could go really bad for you. You try to hit the cow and just push through, that's going to fuck up your car. If a cow decides to stand on the road, there are really very few things you can do. I mean, you're kind of at the mercy of whatever the cow wants to do. They are inconsiderate dickhead animals. But miles and miles backed up. It's better than a tractor. A tractor backup really pisses me off because you can move your ass over. You don't need to be fucking king of the road. We get it. That's the thing. Whenever I complain about tractors in the road or 18-wheelers in the road, because sometimes a lot of those guys, they'll be new and they'll drive slow as fuck in the left lane on the highway and it'll drive you insane. And you bring it up to anyone and think, they're transporting a lot of the goods we use across the country. Good for them. Fucking great. And they're getting paid to do it. Fantastic. That doesn't mean you get to sit in the left lane going 5 under the speed limit. Get the fuck over. It's been 15 minutes. You're not going to pass that guy. Move. And then if you say the same thing, like if there's a traffic backup because a tractor or a combine is taking up the whole fucking road and won't move over a little bit for, one lane to just slip past them. Well, they're farmers and they're doing the Lord's work and they're transporting our... Yeah, we'll suck that dick when we get there. Can they just get the fuck out of the way, please? They have just as much of a right to be there as you do. I know, all the folks. Paul Harvey told me all about it. Now fucking move over to the right. My Lost Interest says, I've been traveling out of the U.S. for the last 2 weeks. What did I miss? Nothing really significant. Has Aaron been to jail? No, Friday. What number SP is he? Oh, you heard that conspiracy theory. I never thought that me having a girlfriend would make people upset, but that's another cope they're laying down. They're like, that's not SP. I'm like, I mean, it is, but that's fine. No, it can't be. Why can't it be? Because me and all the people I'm on the internet with all day say it isn't. Well, you guys are being kind of stalkery. People aren't stalking you, Aaron. Oh, okay. We just know that the car that we think she drives hasn't been in your cup since this date and this time. It's like, okay. This is what I mean by a cell phone. Like, these poor people, I don't even have to do anything to them. They just kind of just let them keep talking, and they do it themselves. Jess Wig says, a little honesty. If you were Kevin Federline, you'd be doing the exact same thing. Everyone is out for themselves and don't trust Kev or the family. Oh, no, like I said, I understand why Kevin Federline's doing it. I just wish he'd say that. The book could be, the book could fund your retirement. You could probably could you make $1 million off of a book if it does well enough? I'm sure you could. Could fund the old retirement off of that. I mean, you can't be a backup dancer into your 50s. I mean, maybe for Frankie Valli. Reformed Rapscallion says, that shirt kind of looks like the uniform in Shawshank. Are you practicing? Yeah, I figured I was going to play a bunch of opera music at the end of the show and then go find myself a rock hammer. Silver Wolf says, farmers are a drain on our economy. Well, they're kind of necessary. The real Jax 2 says, fuck your whining. Pass on the right, you fucker. I'll pass any way I can around but the tractor has to get the fuck out of the way first because they're always on those 2-lane roads, you know? Are you talking about the 18-wheelers? No. Guys, do me a favor. We're going to normalize bullying people until they get the fuck over into the right lane. Don't pass people on the right. That is your God-given right to be in that left lane to pass people. Ride their ass until they get the fuck over. Be a dick. We're going to condition these people to get out of the goddamn way and be in the right lane where they belong. So I can stop playing the game old person, lady, or Somali. I honestly, usually a lady. I'll be honest with you. Kind of the Subaru type. But like the younger Subaru type, if you will. Nader P says Aaron is mad at the people harvesting potatoes. Someone sounds hangry. Guilty, you got me. McBuster says SP is a blow-up doll from Indonesia. I told you that in confidence as a friend, McBuster. Oh, speaking of which, I got sent a clip. Oh, I wish I could go back and find it. I got sent a clip. Haley got caught with her view history up during her show today. Old saddlebags, mud baby Haley. She got caught with her with my channel up, and she has watched to completion every single episode of Steel Toe. You know when you watch a little bit of something and then YouTube puts the progress bar right where you stopped watching? But if you've watched the whole thing, it has the progress bar all the way. Well, literally every episode of Steel Toe, Haley's progress bar was all the way in the red. And she started coping. She's like, nobody said anything. But she knew immediately that she'd been caught being an obsessive weirdo. And she goes, I haven't actually watched all those. YouTube's just being weird. Really? Really? Is YouTube just being weird? Because I'm pretty sure when I zoom out and zoom in, I go back, I go forward on videos. If I go into my view history, it shows me exactly where I am. What are the odds that every episode of Steel Toe has the bar all the way to the end? And it's just a YouTube fuck up. Doesn't happen to anybody else, mind you, just to poor Haley. By the way, that kind of not being able to take responsibility for your actions is the kind of thing that gets you 3 kids from 3 different baby daddies. I mean, I'm just saying. And I'm just having, that was mean. I'm just having fun. But somebody sent that to me today and they go, look at this. She's coping about the fact that she can't stop watching Steel Toe. I mean, I don't think I'm not spilling any beans. I mean, that she's obsessed and that she's in love with the toe. I don't think that's breaking news. I just found it really funny that nobody said a word and she immediately had to go into excuse mode. She's like, no. It ain't that. No, it's just YouTube. So I come up with a better lie, though, at least. Like, no, I'm not upset. I can't. It's not that I can't live without Aaron. It's that when I'm done with clips, I click at the very end of each show. Honey, sweetheart, my little mud princess. You watch every episode. It's okay. And they're good. Like, I'm jealous. You get to watch a really good show every day. I have to perform the fucking thing for my loving fans like you. Don't deny your love for me. Right now, you're pulling a real St. Peter right now, and I don't appreciate it, denying your Savior 3 times. I don't like it. I don't like it. My Lost Interest says, joke's on us. Haley is SP. No, well, Haley wants to be SP. But I don't think I don't think she'd be interested. I've had a vasectomy. I think she's trying to set some like reverse Sean Kemp record. But I think she wants Sean Kemp. MSO says she wants your baby, Aaron. I don't think. I hope not. I really. Fuck, I have to move. McBuster says maybe that's why Jackie quit. She was so jealous that Haley loved Aaron more. I mean, I get it. I understand. No, but I read you that text of somebody that knows Jackie, and they said why she left, and it's because Haley's basically a bully. I mean, but she's an unhappy, chubby person. And a lot of people who are middle-aged and overweight and kind of staring down the barrel of nothing going on, a lot of them get bitter and kind of, when you get bitter, you can either turn to self-hatred or you can turn it outward and be bitter at the world. It's an ugly look, but I just thank God it isn't me. Reformed Rapscallion says, Aaron, that's pushing it. A great show. All right, you know what? We can haggle. He says slightly better than hammered shit is as far as I'm willing to go. Oh.
I hope you die.
That's a little extreme. But it wasn't. So to the person who sent me that clip, thank you very much. I loved it. Watching her just, it's one thing if people accuse you of it and then you have a cope ready to go. But the fact that nobody said a word and she got caught by her own screen, watching every single episode of Steel Toe religiously, and she had to come up on the fly with an excuse, and it was, no, didn't do it. YouTube fucked me. Come on. You can do better than that. You gotta be a little quicker on your feet if you're going to do a show. That's all. All right, we're looking to fill up that canteen in the next 15 or 20 minutes while we still got a little bit of time here. Hit like, hit subscribe, but throw a couple of bucks in the old canteen, if you will. Miss Tay says, aw, Haley wants some toe jam. I think she does. She gets, like, I always thought practice made perfect, but, like, she makes herself mad. Like, the whole point of, like, trolling, you got to watch Jesse PS if you want to be a good troll, if you want to be a good analyst of people. You have to be laughing. You have to have a good time. You have to have fun with it. She's just always mad and scowly and cunty, and it's like, that's a cell phone right there. So, but incompetence does reign supreme over on that end, that side of things. That's why I look so much better by comparison. I mean, believe me, if I had to do this all on my own and there was no one to compare me to, I would, as Rapscallion said, look like hammered shit. But I have a lot of people that count on me to support them. It's like I have extra babies. So I have to take this very seriously, and I have to be better than hammered shit. Because if I left those poor people up to their own devices, they'd cut their throats. B County, Texas. Oh, this is something that happens a lot. I'm surprised people don't know this yet. You know, if you have dead relatives and they're at a cemetery and they have, you know, they didn't get cremated, they have a grave site, you know, they're buried. You do know not to put anything too expensive or too nice at their gravesite that you want kept there, because after a certain amount of time, they will clear it out. And people like still get mad about this. They still raise hell about it, but it's a very well-known thing. Like, a lot of people put like cheap plastic flowers out there, cheap balloons, you know, just little cheap ornaments, not because they're cheap or they don't care about their loved one, but if you spend like 50, 60, 120 bucks on a floral arrangement, the custodian there is just going to grab it up and toss it, throw it away, get rid of it. And a cleanup effort at a local cemetery in Texas has left many community members distressed after personal items were removed from gravesite, sparking a debate. Well, I mean, this, again, I thought this was known. Let's take a look. Boy, they grow them big in Texas. Holy shit. Haley would be a petite down there as opposed to a mesquite where she
Behind
lives
me,
now.
rocks and stones once laid to pay respect to loved ones lost.
I was going to say,
now they've been tossed aside.
I'm going to say a bunch of rocks and stones. It's a Palestinian's wet dream.
With no warning. I'm your Beeville neighborhood news reporter, Adam Beam, speaking with the families, demanding answers.
Many families, including Erlinda Alvarado's, have laid their loved ones to rest here at Our Lady of Victory Cemetery in Beeville.
I have a couple of family members, cousins, grandma, grandpa, everybody that's there.
But like many others,
everybody's
tells
dead,
me
man.
She was shocked to find the graves go from this to this.
I was really upset. I was mad.
Wait a minute. Wait. You put like landscaping rock out? Yeah, no, I'm sorry. You can't do that. I mean, next thing you know, she's going to be pissed. She's going to be like, they took down all of my decorations for my loved ones. What'd you do? I built a shed. You can't put permanent shit out at people's grave sites. You own, well, not even own, you bought the plot to bury them. They still own the cemetery.
I was crying, but I had to calm myself down.
I went to the cemetery to see for myself. Once there, I found nearly a dozen people who expressed the same shock and disappointment.
It's sad because we have a lot of family members out here. I mean,
Jesus.
We get told we can come and decorate and look how, like, everything about it.
They could at least, give us some kind of written notice or something,
You know what was really tasteless about this? Right after this report, ICE came in and deported all the corpses. I thought that was really mean.
To get answers, I met with the cemetery administrator, Lali Ortega, who says she understands why families are upset, but tells me the removal of these items is nothing new.
We do this once a year. We get together and we try to clean up.
At the entrance of the cemetery are two...
That's interesting. Once a year. I mean, most cemeteries do it. Some of them do it like once a week. They have a day where they come by and they clear stuff out. Yeah, no construction on plots of cement. Yeah, you can't put like pavers and shit down in a cemetery. You can't put like stones up and then put landscaping rock in there. They're going to clear that out.
Signs with a list of rules, which reads items like bricks and cement are not permitted. However, families told me these items have not been issues prior and the rules were only enforced recently, but Ortega says otherwise.
But it interferes with them getting us getting the lawn cut the way we need to.
But with little to no warning, it's
and
not
it
enough.
looks like Latinos run that cemetery, and don't get in the way of a Latino cutting the grass. Come on.
For many families, even while interviewing Ortega, making their frustrations known.
And they did answer, so I know they saw it.
Oh, that's a classy thing to do in the middle of a cemetery, is just start yelling fuck out in the... I mean, that's really great. Was that the tube top fat lady? Great. That's sterling example of mourning in peace. God. Walking around, imagine that you're like going to your dead mom's gravesite. Hey, what'd you do with my son's fucking cross? It's like, I wasn't crying. That's cool. Just go ahead.
Now, Ortega says that the church is willing to hear suggestions from the community. However, she said that previous attempts have not been successful. Reporting in Beeville, I'm Adam Beam for Chris 6 News.
I like that guy's Morgan Wallen mustache. I've been waiting this entire report. I hadn't made up my mind yet. I hadn't decided. I like him. I like it. I appreciate it. Oh God damn. Tiff is mad. The defunk era is mad. Loaded wrench. No pen 15. Torn sphincter. They're all happy. All these other people. It's too easy. I'm reeling them in. I'm reeling them in. But you know what? They're all too little. I got to throw them back. They ain't keepers. Thank you very much. We only have about 15 minutes left. No, Baba Shab, I don't want to fuck him. Just because I think the guy's brave for his choice of mustache does not mean I want to have sex with him. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Anonymous Fake Dono. Anonymous Fake Dono with $25 on Venmo says this is for SP to spend on sexy outfits for conjugal visits. Thank you for the $25.
I have sworn on the altar of God, total resistance against every form of tyranny, against the mind of men.
Well, you guys not only knocked out the goal tonight, but you also put about $125 in the old canteen. Thank you so much. Oh my God. We'll see if the morning show can do any better. We'll see if the morning show can match your guys' energy. You guys came in hot right out of the gate today. Oh, this. I hope that they caught this 16-year-old because I think two parents might have dropped their kid off into the woods to just resurface later as a school shooter. Two Florida parents left their 16-year-old by the side of the freeway with a bag of guns, told him he was the chosen one, and it was time for him to fend for himself. Ha! Yay. The parents, Bradley Leon Guerrero Santos, 36, and Rosanella Mendiola Borja, 35, are facing child neglect charges. For what? What, all of a sudden you can't just leave your kid by the side of the road? Fuck, it's called a quinceañera. Police in Northport, a city near Sarasota, received a 911 call on the evening of October 1st about a suspicious male who was walking south on the northbound side of I-75. After he walked the family dog, he saw the parents frantically throwing clothes into 2 duffel bags before rushing him and his 8-year-old sibling into the car. Once the teenager was told that their destination was, quote, either Guam or Idaho, he said he didn't want to go. I mean, Guam or Idaho, ew. I mean, one's a state, one's a territory. I mean, technically both are America. I mean, Idaho didn't work out too well for Randy Weaver. And who the fuck likes Guam? I think the last person to be happy to be in Guam was Douglas MacArthur. Northport police spokesman Josh Taylor said the discovery of guns was concerning. Yeah, when they grabbed his duffel bag, so when they found this 16-year-old kid on the side of the road, they emptied the duffel bag. They found 2 pistols in the bag and some cash. So, I mean, I guess when you run out of the cash, you use the guns to get more. Officer Taylor adds that the behavior of the adults was cause for concern. No shit. The report indicates that the child was handed these bags and told, "You are the chosen one. Good luck." It's great. Tell a guy he's the chosen one, give him cash and guns, and just have him walk the freeway. Thanks for dumping that on the rest of us. Authorities traced Santos's phone to the address of a senior citizen center in Wauchula, Florida. It was roughly an hour northwest of their home in Northport. Both parents were arrested without incident in the parking lot of the center and have been in custody ever since. So they didn't quite make it to Idaho or Guam. Santos and Borja were charged with neglect without great harm. Santos was hit with the additional charge of permitting a minor access to a firearm. You know, it's really hard to raise eyebrows in Florida, but mission accomplished. Yeah, Baba Shab says 2 very different places. Yeah, Idaho, Guam. You know, I'm starting to think that these parents might not be all there. MSO says Johnny did this story today. How was Johnny today? I keep forgetting to ask him. People keep writing in and they keep saying, Aaron, are you going to ask Johnny about the GoFundMe thing? And I guess the reason I don't ask him is because we've talked to him about it before and he's been very clear that essentially what's going on is there's some Minnesota disability programs that he's got to get some clearing from, and then he can go ahead and, you know, head out into the wild blue yonder. I wonder if he's still considering the Canada thing. That was an interesting thing when he came out and said, yeah, I think, you know, I might move to Canada. I think the last time I talked to him, he said Canada or Guam. I thought those were really 2 very strange options for him. Hey, I want to thank you guys again. Great job tonight. Unbelievable. Peaked up around 400, it looks like. Thanks very much for that. And knocking out the goal right away and then throwing a 125 in the old canteen. I appreciate it. CM Punk made some news. He had to make an announcement. Apparently, fans have been showing up at hotels and airports. This is something that wrestling fans have been doing for a long time. They find out where the wrestlers are flying in. They find out where the wrestlers stay when they're in town, and they try to hang out in the lobby or hang out at the baggage claim, and they try to catch the wrestler. It's really shitty. It's really invasive. It's really awful. Like, whether you do it for wrestlers or athletes or you find out movie stars are going to be, just leave. Let people be human at least. Like, leave them alone. Let them breathe. Like, there's nothing more invasive than being at the airport, which is like when you're arriving somewhere, the last thing you want to do is spend a second longer in the airport than you have to. CM Punk posted on social media today, we unfortunately have to have this conversation again. Do not turn up at airports. Do not show up at hotels. I cannot believe I have to say this. Do not follow people. You've repeatedly been told politely. I'm sorry. You've repeatedly been politely told no. Respect it. You are not a fan. You are a stalker and will be treated as such. Respect the boundaries. Stop. I mean, it's fair. I mean, and it really is like the least you can do. It's like the least you can ask. Like, nobody should feel like a dick for having to tell people, look, don't follow us around at the airport or wait for us in the lobby of hotels. It's a bit too much. Sam Show says, why can't you Midwesterners say bags correctly? We do say it fucked up, don't we? Bags. I know it's supposed to be B-A, like a B-A-Y-G-S thing. And I know we kind of say it like B-A-E-G-S. I can't help it. I'm trying. Bags. I can hear myself not saying it right, but I can't say it right. God damn it. How to pronounce... Here, let's
bags.
See, I hear like a like I'm saying Wade Boggs. Bags. Let me try one more time. All right, slow it down for me. God damn it, it won't do it for this word. Hold on. Oh god damn it. One more time. How do I pronounce it? Oh fuck, never mind. It won't do it. I wanted it to say cunt. I couldn't do it. Baba Shab says begs. Begs. No, that's not how you say it. 09 Canyon says yet they say bagels. Bagels. That's right. Bagels. Right? Am I saying now that one sounds right to me. That one doesn't sound fucked up at all. Bagels. Right? Bagels. Reformed Rapscallion says, say fabulous. I nailed that one. I crushed that. I just got Papa Shab's begs joke. God damn it. What an asshole I am.
I hope you die.
Thank you. 09 Canyon says, no, so wrong. Well, I fucked up bagel too? Bagels. Bagel. Like there's a gull on the bay. A bagel. No, we don't say pillow in the Midwest. Oh, that's not true. There's a lot of people who say pillow in the Midwest. That one drives me fucking insane. Pillow drives me nuts. Milk. People who say milk need to be strangled in their sleep. Milk. Pillow. Baba Shab says, you sound like a gay alien pretending to be human. Why does the alien have to be gay? Isn't it enough that the alien's an alien? Do we even know if aliens can be gay? MSO says, Jesus H, you can't say bagel. Really? Bagel. Stop me when I've said it right. Bagel. Bet you Karmic could pronounce it right. I bet you he'd fucking nail it. MSO says, actually, I just heard you. I guess you can't. Bagel. See, that one sounds right to me. Bags sounds fucked up. I can't say bags right. But bagel sounds right. Taste Fairy Ialto says, or tomorrow. Tomorrow. Perfect. Shehar says, if you would have stuck with this material, you wouldn't be going to jail. When the man's right, the man's right. MSO says that's really sad, man. Well, look, I've only been in the communications business for about 20 years. Faggy baggy fag bags with 99 cents. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for all the Canteen contributions today. See, now this is a nice way to end a show, I must say. You're saying bagel. No, bagel is different than bagel. Bagel, gay bagel, 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 bagel. What the fuck is wrong with that? God damn it. How sad is it that I had to say the word gay first? Like, oh, I know that one. Gay bagel. Gay bagel. Gay bagel. You know what? I felt it that time. Usually bagel is in the back of my throat. That doesn't work. Stop it. Bagel. That's wrong. Bagel. Bagel. When it hits here, MSO says you're getting there. Yes, we cannot end the show until I get this shit right. Gay bagel. Gay bagel. Gay bagel. Gay bagel. I think I got it. 09 Canyon says, do you write with a pen or a pin? People who say pin drive me nuts. You write with a pen. A pen. I think I got it. I think I know how to say bagel now. Bagel. It's got to be at the front of my mouth. Cock goes in the back of your mouth. Just no, that's not what I meant.
Is very obviously gay. I look at him and I'm like, well, you're gay.
MSO says, and you just lost it. Fuck. I was close. Steve says bagel. Douche. No, douche? I don't think douche is in there. Bagel. Bagel. Does the bagel have cum on it? I guess then it would be a gay bagel, I suppose. All right, guys, take it easy. That's going to do it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. God damn, was that a lot of fun. Thank you very much for your contributions. The Canteen is going to do very well thanks to the evening show. We'll see what the morning show does tomorrow. And then, of course, Canteen Friday. It's the last time. Well, we are going to have shows Monday through Friday next week. But we actually might have multiple shows. I think there's going to be 2 shows a day, Monday through Friday next week. But I do have to let you know that Friday is going to be Canteen Friday. That's going to be the last live, me doing a live show until either the following Saturday, the 25th, or that Monday. I think we have to do one Saturday. Show off my new tattoos and my Islamic faith. Take it easy, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you at 6 a.m. bright and early tomorrow morning.